Hello and happy midweek greetings from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. We will start with the toy department, with sports today. A few years back, I attended an out-of-town news directors corporate-wide conference in Minneapolis. And as part of the gig, we got to watch a Twins game. And it's a beautiful little ballpark, and the fans are nice, and the food was great, and the beer was cold. And for that reason, I was glad the Twins broke their 18-game postseason losing streak last night. And that's the kind of deep, inside baseball analysis you can expect from me. Hell yes, I'm fired up about Texas OSU. Corn dogs for everyone. But that's not the only carny food on Saturday's college football midway menu. I'm picking the Aggies to beat Alabama straight up. For what it's worth, the computer says the Ags have a 33.7% chance. And if 5-0 Mizzou beats 3-2 LSU, the phony that is Brian Kelly is going to be neck deep in rancid gumbo down on the bayou. What is going on at TCU? It's actually difficult to get that bad that fast. That makes me wonder. Okay, my goodness, how many injuries can our Texans absorb in the offensive line? Now it's left guard Kendrick Green, who's gone down for a while now. He'll be gone for a while with a torn meniscus. Still, I just love the fight that the Texans have, and I think they have a pretty good chance of beating the Falcons this weekend and getting to 3-2. I want to pick the Cowboys over the 49ers. I want to. But I just can't. I'm not going to believe that'll happen until it happens. Don't get me wrong, Dallas is a very physical team, but the Niners are even more physical, and Kyle Shanahan's run blocking scheme is absolutely vicious. Got to ride with the Niners. All right, somebody, I'm not kidding, I'm not being facetious, is going to get his neck broken in one of these tush-push scrums. The NFL is being very hypocritical here. You can't talk about enhancing player safety and then allowing that. Somebody is going to get seriously hurt. Okay, if it were any other guy, I'd just shake my head at any player who said he might make it back in the same season after suffering a torn Achilles. But Aaron Rodgers is an entirely different cat. He thinks he can do it, and I'm not going to put it past him. Now, understand, I do not have so much as a grain of sympathy for Kevin McCarthy. He's a lying, hypocritical, opportunistic, transactional skunk of the first order, a man who appears to be devoid of any redeeming qualities. He got exactly what he deserved. He made a Faustian deal with the devils, plural, that briefly gained him a gavel, but lost him his soul and his dignity. It's the classic storyline. The Greek playwrights had this one down, as did Billy Shake. A man sows the seeds of his own destruction. I have not 1 ounce of sympathy for Kevin McCarthy, the former Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. But I do weep for our country. We're not even us anymore as we descend further into third world country status. Our government is paralyzed by dysfunctional incompetence, fueled by nothing other than blind and bitter tribalism. And that's where we are. And all of this, as we've already started a brand new countdown toward a government shutdown. Okay, gag order indeed. With a spoon, as Valley Girls used to say. Trump's reckless and unfounded words and behavior would choke a buzzard. His speech and social media posts reflect what and who he is, an organized crime boss. Judge Engelrun finally ran out of patience and told Donnie to don a muzzle because that's appropriate attire for a yapping mutt. And while we're on the subject of annoying chihuahuas, the cultists apparently have received their weekly talking points. They're now parroting Trump's absurd argument that he should not have been charged with business fraud because nothing was harmed and there were no victims. That then, they say, proves that the charges are politically motivated and the trial is a witch hunt. That broom will not fly. By definition, fraud involves deceitful and illegal harm inflicted on people and institutions. Our financial system was damaged. Our legal system was damaged. by grossly inflating his assets. Do you not get this? Trump was able to jack up his credit and loan limits while reducing the interest rates he paid on those loans. That is fraud, and yes, it harms institutions, people, and competing businesses and companies that comply with the law when submitting their financial statements. Do you honestly not get that? It's not harmless. It's not victimless. It's also not legal. That's why these laws are on the books. And by summary judgment, Judge Engoron has already found Trump guilty of breaking these laws. This trial now is about nothing other than how much money Trump and his spawn will have to fork over. Bottom line, this ain't about witches. This is about gangster sons of bitches. And on that note, have a happy Wednesday. We are radically rational.